Hello and welcome to part 2 of how to play Jingle Bells. In video part 1, we learned how to play this. So if you didn't learn that part, it's best to check out this video right here to learn the first part of Jingle Bells. Now, for part 2 of this video, we are going to learn the second section. So that section that I just played, I call that section 1. And within section 1, there are actually 4 mini sections. So the first mini section would be the second mini section would be the third mini section is, and the fourth mini section is, so that's what we covered in video 1. Now, the reason why I want to bring up these mini sections is because, well, we're going to do the same thing for section 2. And something that we'll find out here is that large section, which had 4 mini sections, is almost identical to the second section. The second section, which we're going to look at right now, also has 4 mini sections. And the first, second, and third mini section are exactly the same as what I just played. So, for example, if I'm on the second large section here, which is what we are focusing in on right now, the first part is, that's exactly the same as what we played before. The second mini section is, which again is exactly the same. The third mini section is, and that part is exactly the same as well. So when we get to the fourth mini section, that is going to be just a little bit different than what we learned in video 1. So let's take a look at the fourth mini section. This part goes, so I'm playing in the right hand, G, G, F, D, C. Bum, 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 bum. Your left hand is going to play a G while we play this part. And then it will resolve the left hand to a C note while the right hand plays a C note. So that last bit goes, and that's pretty much it for section 2. Section 1 and section 2 are almost identical. So section 1, mini section 1, section 2, mini section 2 are the same. That is true for mini section 2, mini section 3, but then mini section 4 of part 1 sounds like this. Mini section 4 of part 2 is, so let me piece our big section 1 and big section 2 all together. And you should notice that it mostly sounds the same, except for the last part. So here is what we learned in video 1. And here's the new section. So that last part is the section that is a little bit different than part 1. So that completes our second section. But I would actually like to look at the next 2 sections. The next 2 sections, we will change our hand position slightly. So the hand position for the first part is in what we call C position. But this next part, we're actually going to be in what we call middle C position. So this is middle C. Middle C position basically means that the thumbs, which are finger 1s, are actually going to share that C note. So both of the thumbs will lay on the C. It's a little strange. It gets a little crowded, but usually what I like to do is have my left hand is going to be just a little bit above the right hand. So they are both on this C note. Left hand just a little bit above. Okay, so this is the position we need for, this is actually the verse of the song Jingle Bells. That's the part that goes dashing through the snow, that part. So we're going to learn that section today. And just like the first section, 4 mini sections in our first large section, in the second section there are also 4 mini parts. We just went over those. And for this part that goes dashing through the snow, for that part, this also has 4 mini sections, so I'm going to break it up the same way. And actually, that first part that I just played is the first mini section. So we play G with the left hand, and then E, D, C, G. So we get both hands involved in order to perform this melody. Bum, 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 bum. That's the first part. The next part goes G. It's almost the same. We play the G, E, D, C, but we land on A. Pretty cool. So, section 1. Section 2. Here's section 3. So that part is A, F, E, D, B. Play it one more time. So that's the third mini section. Then we have the fourth mini section, which goes. So the right hand will play that whole part, and it is G, G, F, D, E. So those are all 4 sections of what we call the verse. That's the part where we sing, dashing through the snow. So let me play that whole thing for you. It goes. Cool, so you could practice that, but I'm going to move on to the last part. Now, the last part goes like this. Okay, so I will break this last part down. You may have noticed that some of this last part is similar to the part that we just learned when singing the dashing through the snow part. And it is similar. So let's break this last section down. The first mini section is exactly the same as what I just went over. The second mini section is, which is also the same. So far we're playing the exact same thing as what we just went over. So mini section 1 of this last part is G, E, D, C, G. Second mini section is G, E, D, C, A. The next part is, so this is where it starts to change just a little bit. We play A, F, E, D, and what we're going to do here is on the G note, we're going to use our finger number 4, which is the ring finger. And that'll get us set up to play the rest of this. So to play the last section, we need our hand to be in this position to where my finger 1 is playing C, finger 2 is playing D, finger 3 is on the F, finger 4 is on the G, and finger 5 is on an A. What's super sweet about that is once you're in that position, you can just play right down the scale. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then if you end it with a G, that's the part that goes, oh, and then we go back into, Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells. Okay, so that's the note that you play on when we do the oh, and then it leads back into Jingle Bells. Okay, so that last section, I'm going to play through that whole last section. And once you have learned that, you pretty much know the entire thing, which is super sweet. Okay, so here's the final section we go. Finger 4. So that is how you play a basic version of Jingle Bells. So I hope this one is not too complicated. And if you are having success with it, just let me know in the comment section. I'm going to play through the whole thing so that you can see what it sounds like from beginning to end. So here we go. And then you would continue along with the tune. So, have fun with Jingle Bells, and thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to receive updates on new videos. For more free piano lessons, check out more videos on YouTube and MrHenrysMusicWorld.com.